My neglectful parents always treated my brother like he was the only child they ever wanted, and they were convinced I'd made peace with it. Rowan was 3 years older than me, and by the time I was born, he was already the family project. He swam, not for fun, competitively, obsessively, with medals that eventually covered an entire wall of our living room. From the outside, we looked like a proud, ordinary family. From the inside, I was the kid who held the towels. I don't think I minded at first. I actually loved watching him race. I'd scream from the bleachers until my throat hurt. But somewhere around the time I turned 10, I noticed that no one ever came to scream for me. I made honor roll every single semester. I taught myself to draft, then to code, then to build small websites for the neighbors for $20 each. When I brought home a certificate, my mom would say, "That's nice, sweetheart," without looking up from Rowan's meet schedule. When Rowan shaved half a second off his time, we went out for dinner. When I won a regional design contest, they forgot to pick me up from school. The excuses were always the same. "We can't come to your thing. Rowan has finals at the pool. We can't afford the summer program you wanted. Rowan needs a new coach. The house has to stay quiet after 9. Rowan needs his sleep." Everything in our home orbited a boy who honestly barely spoke to me. The worst part was how they talked about me to other people. "She's independent," my dad would say, like it was a personality trait I chose and not a survival skill they forced on me. "She never needs anything." I needed plenty. I just stopped asking, because asking cost me more than the silence did. When I turned 14, they took Rowan on a training trip to the coast for 2 weeks. I found out because I saw the suitcases. They'd arranged for me to stay with our aunt and simply never mentioned it. When I asked why I wasn't invited, my mom said, "It's a swimming trip. You'd be bored." I wasn't bored. I was erased. By 16, I stopped expecting anything, which is exactly when they decided to make my birthday a big deal. "Anything you want," my dad announced, grinning like he was handing me the world. I said I wanted to spend the day at the Science Museum 2 towns over. Just the 4 of us. Simple. Cheap even. They agreed. Then 3 days before, my mom told me the museum was out because Rowan had an unexpected qualifier that weekend, and the whole family needed to be there to support him. I reminded her that they had promised. She said, "You wouldn't want your brother to swim without his family in the stands, would you?" I asked if my birthday counted for anything. She got quiet, then annoyed, then told me I was being selfish. I spent my 16th birthday on a plastic bleacher, watching Rowan touch the wall first while our parents cried with pride. Nobody said happy birthday until the drive home, and only because I mentioned it. That was the day something in me went cold and clear. I stopped fighting for a seat at their table and started building my own. I kept coding. I saved every dollar. I never told them how much the websites paid, so they never asked me for rent. And they assumed I was just a moody teenager who stayed out too late. Really, I was at the library, working, planning, counting down, 2 years. That's how long it took to save almost $4,000 and get accepted to a design program 3 states away, with enough scholarship money to actually go. I had an apartment lined up and a plan to leave quietly, the way I'd learned to do everything. Then my 18th birthday came, and my dad, right on schedule, said the magic words. "Anything you want, kiddo. You only turn 18 once." I almost laughed. Instead, I gave them one last test. I said I wanted the Science Museum, the exact day I never got 2 years ago. If they said yes, maybe I'd stay a little longer. Maybe I'd been wrong. Rowan had a meet that weekend. Of course he did. "You understand," my mom said. I understood completely. The next morning, while they loaded the car with towels and pride and drove off to watch their real child win, I loaded 2 suitcases into a rideshare and left. No note, no goodbye. They found out I was gone the way I found out about everything, after it had already happened. They text sometimes now, asking when I'm coming to visit. I read the messages. Then I set the phone face down and get back to the life I built by myself, for the only person who ever showed up for me.